Hey there. So if you've been following me on Facebook and Instagram, you'll know that this video was coming. And that is my kitchen cabinet transformation / reorganization. Now, I actually reorganized these cabinets a few months ago, I think, and did a video on it. And it looked pretty good when I was done, and I was happy with it at the time. But now I've actually did it even more in detail, more streamlined, and everything just kind of flows together. I feel a little better. Now in this video, I'm going to show you pictures, or well, video of what they look like before. And I will admit it had gotten a little out of hand right before I did this reorganization. So it's not going to look great, just to forewarn you. As well as video of the after. And I am going to show you all the different materials that I purchased to do this, where I got them from, and how much they were. Now the first thing I want to show you is what the cabinets look like before I started taking everything out and cleaning them up and then reorganizing it with everything I bought. I'm going to warn you, it looks a bit of a hot mess, but take a look. Now, if you ever do decide that you want to redo your kitchen cabinets, or if you're fortunate enough to actually have a pantry in your kitchen, we don't. I'd love that, but it just isn't realistic. There are a couple tips that I would probably give you just to kind of make your cabinets or pantry feel cleaner. One, when you get everything out of the cabinets or pantry, take a cleaner, a good cleaner. I would recommend something with bleach, but as you know from past videos, I'm a big believer in bleach. And just wipe all the shelves down. I would even include wiping down the back wall of the cabinet as well as the sides. And even if you want to go the extra mile, I didn't, but even wiping down the front of the doors, especially if they're white, you would be amazed, or maybe not, at how dirty and how quickly white cabinet doors get. The second thing I would recommend is it would be a good time to actually go through your food and your condiments, things like that, and check for expiration dates or stuff that's coming up pretty soon to be expired, and get them out of the house. You know, especially with reorganizing and stuff, if you don't have as much in the cabinet as you did before, it is considerably easier to work with what you have and make it look a bit better too. And tip 3 kind of goes along with the cleaning from step 1, and that is vacuuming the shelves. I noticed that there were like little grains of salt, or maybe if a thing of sugar had spilled in the cabinet and I didn't get it all cleaned up. Take that hose attachment from your vacuum and vacuum out the shelves. Or if you have just like a little personal vacuum, like a Dirt Devil or something like this, I've shown this in a past video, this works great. So now that the cabinets are cleaned out, I can actually take the materials that I purchased and start to kind of maneuver them around to see how I like them. Or at least that's how most people would do it. Me, no. I actually ended up making a drawing of my cabinets and what materials and foods and stuff that we had in there now, and what I needed to work with, what kind of materials I needed, how many, so I could kind of plan out the structure of it as well as the cost. Now you don't have to draw out anything like that, just me. I like the visual of knowing where everything is going to go, so I'm not trying to kind of figure it out on a whim. So now that we've cleaned out the cabinets, and now that I've shown you my drawing of how I want to reorganize the cabinets and where everything is going to go, let's go ahead and show you the materials that I did buy, where I got them from, and how much they cost. So now that you've seen all the things that I purchased in order to kind of get things contained and organized in their own area, now is the time for the big reveal. So I'm going to turn the camera around so I can talk to you while I show you what I did and why I did it. All right, so I have the camera at this angle so you can see all 4 cabinets. I'm going to go ahead and open them up and show you what I did. Now there is one part that isn't fully complete yet. That's in this door here at the top. I had 2 baskets that I purchased, as you've seen just a little bit ago, that I was going to put stuff in. The one I didn't get hung up just quite yet. So you're going to see that sitting on the shelf. But other than that, everything else is done. So with this wide angle, I'm going to open the cabinets and give you the first look. And then we'll go through what I did and why I did it. All right, so here is the first set of double doors. First off, I'm just going to go from the bottom and work my way up. So down here along the bottom are things that I ended up putting in jars. We had previously just kept them in the packaging that they came in from the grocery store, but I wanted something more consistent and streamlined and just look more uniform. So we have one for sugar, one for creamer, flour, tea bags, and coffee. The jars, 4 of them came from Big Lots, and they were $3 each. And the one that the coffee is in came from Hobby Lobby, and it was 50% off, and I believe that was $2.24 after the discount. But I like that you can see what's in it. I like that the lettering looks really nice on it, and it just looks more streamlined. And then over here, I did keep one of my homemade Lazy Susans that I did that I made the first time I redid the cabinets, only because me personally, I think it's just easier, so you can get to everything here. If you didn't see the video where I did this, all it is 2 pie pans, metal pie pans from the Dollar Tree. And then in this bottom one are marbles. And you just put the marbles in the bottom one, put this on top, and the marbles allow it to roll around, and you have access to everything. Then I just have a couple other condiments back here that didn't quite fit on here, but they're within reach of the other spices. Up on the next shelf, we have the 2 can tiered shelves. This one, of course, doesn't have cans on it. It has little personal boxes of cereal. And then over here, we do have some canned supplies, as well as like the peanut butter and honey. Over here, here's one of the hanging baskets. And in fact, you can see that I didn't even get it screwed in all the way because my drill is too big for the space between the shelves. So I'm going to have to get a bigger screw gun. Or I'm sorry, a smaller screw gun to get in between there and do that, because I tried to hand do it and it is just so time consuming, and these shelves are so thick that it took forever just to get those in, just to hold that. But anyway, so we have some cookbooks in this here. I decided to store the bread underneath here so it wasn't on the counter taking up counter space. And then back here are just some breadcrumbs, baking soda, and some salt and pepper. And then up here at the top, I have a basket for extras. So anything that doesn't fit in the glass containers, such as extra creamer, because as you can see it's full, extra salt, and then I just decided to put our coffee filters in here as well, just so they have a home and they're not sitting on the counter. And then on the other side of that, here's that other wire basket that I told you was not hung up yet. And then up here, I'm just going to put the rest of our cookbooks in that one, as well as medications. I'm going to put underneath there, and then I just have some gallon Ziploc bags over here. So that is the first set of double doors. Let's go to the next set. So this is the other side of the cabinets. I have everything in boxes or bins, whatever you want to call them. They're just the plastic bins. They were $1 each from Dollar Tree, as you just seen earlier in this video. So we'll go through each of those and see what's in them. So starting on the bottom, this is a lunch bag. So when I pack lunch for work, I take it in that. And here I have our Tupperware. Oops, sorry about that. Just containing some Tupperware. And I decided to go ahead and put our measuring cup in there just because it's kind of plasticky and Tupperware-y material. And so it had a home as well. Over here I have any boxed foods that we buy. So like rice, potatoes, oatmeal, spaghetti, things like that in there. Up here I have a tote for snacks. So we have some different like little packed cookies, peanuts, pretzel sticks, little odds and ends there. And because we like to snack, I have 2 snack tubs. And up here in this one, I did put a bag of cereal in here just because I was going to do a bin for breakfast foods, but then I had that tiered can shelf that I didn't have enough cans to fill both of them, so I put the small cereals there and then just threw this in here. And then just some ice cream cones and waffle cones for ice cream. And then on that second shelf, next to the first snacks bin, I have one marked utensils. And as you can see, these letterings are kind of starting to come off, so I think I'm going to take some shipping tape and tape it over it just for an extra hold. But in here, I have all kinds of different things. I have extra plastic cutlery. I have napkins, chip clips, extra sponges for our dish wand, some seasonal salt and pepper shakers, just kind of odd end things in here. So they're contained. And then up at the top, I have our personal blender machine. Now in these cabinets before, I did have our waffle maker, but I went ahead and just put that in the cabinet underneath the sink with a couple other of the small appliances. Now the last thing I want to talk about as far as materials is the background. You'll see that it's that blue kind of retro looking backing. That wasn't there before. It was just the white wall behind it. But I decided to do that to kind of just give it a pop, so all the white and clear wouldn't really blend in with the white shelving. So I feel like it kind of, I don't know, it makes it look nicer to me, and it's just a nice pop of color in the cabinet. And actually Tony and I are thinking about maybe redoing the kitchen in that color, so I figured if I could have like a cheap solution to see if we like it, and you know, go from there. And that way if we don't like it, it's hidden inside the cabinets. We didn't like overhaul the kitchen with that color. And if we do like it, you know, we can live with it and see, and then go with the rest of the kitchen there. But those are $1 each from the Dollar Tree, and one of them covered each cabinet. And I actually had to buy 5 because there's a little space at the end that needed made up for. So the good thing about those is they stick fantastically well, and they do come off really good, because I had to move a couple of them because they weren't straight and aligned with the other one next to it. The bad thing is I bought an X-Acto knife from Hobby Lobby, and I was going to use that to cut it. Well, the X-Acto knife was starting to pull the backing from the front before I wanted it to, and it was almost kind of starting to tear it. So I actually had to resort to using just scissors and cutting the lines out freehandly. But I think it came out pretty good. Like I said, it gives it a pop of color, and it doesn't make it so bland with white tubs on white shelves and that. But that's it for my kitchen cabinet overhaul video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like the way that I have it now. I really love it. I feel, like I said, it's more streamlined. It's way more organized. And I don't know, it just makes me happier because it is organized. But that's it for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And I will see you in the next video, which I believe is going to be a Dollar Tree and Hobby Lobby haul video. So stay tuned for that. But until then, I will see you and have a great day. Bye-bye.